Yes. Now, doesn't that song make you feel so good? It does. Thank you, Ginger Coyle. So today, the heat is on. It's not really on. I got the air on. But the name of the talk is the heat is on. So we're going to talk about what that means. And it means in today's context, then, it refers to the heat, the fire, and the passion, and the fervor of spirit. Spirit living in you as you, through you, and ready to be ignited at any minute. If you would just flick the switch, that's what we have to remember, is already present. It's like the electricity is already present, but we have to remember to flick the switch. Because we want to move into engaging, embracing, and living an empowered life. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. So I say that the heat, the fire, the passion, the fervor of spirit living through you is the only true reality. It is your spiritual truth. And so that's what we want to deepen into today and every day. And so remember these statements that I made a couple of weeks ago. I am the mighty ocean in a drop of water. Everybody say that.
I am the mighty ocean in a drop of water.
Love that. That's roomy.
God, that's beautiful.
And as such, I have the power of the ocean at my fingertips. I am a vehicle of God's stuff. And as such, I have the power of God concentrate at my disposal all times. I am the formed expression of the infinite unformed. And as such, I have the power to form the infinite unformed. We create with our thoughts and our feelings. We create from the unformed substance of the divine. I am a point of light of the eternal sun. And as such, it is my birthright to shine. I am the perfect creation of the Creator of all. And as such, I am a creator. Remember, that's the truth of who we are. And the question this morning is, are you embodying those truths? Are you really believing those truths? Well, here's a couple of touchstones here to help, to see, to ascertain whether or not we are truly living and claiming these. And you don't have to say them out loud, but just take them in and think, am I doing this or not? Are you filled with energy, creativity, vitality, joy, and enthusiasm for your life? Do you feel the power of God's presence in your life on an ongoing basis? Are you experiencing the flow? Are you experiencing the flow of God's blessings and abundance? Are you manifesting your heart's desires? Do you feel like you are living on purpose, sharing the gifts that you came here to share? To me, that's conscious creation, conscious living. So if your answer to all of these questions is yes, or even yes most of the time, then you're really in the flow. You're living on purpose, and you're embodying your spiritual truth. So that's great. So I'm glad you're here to share that enlightenment with us. Yes, we take that. We take that.
Yeah.
But if your answer was yes most of the time, then, my friends, you're here to do a little work, as we all are. As we all are. Except for those that are completely enlightened and bless us with their light. So we have some very, very important work to do, and it's on an ongoing basis. It is for me, and I'm thinking for a lot of us. It is your responsibility to take what you know, what you have embodied, what your gifts that you have been uniquely endowed with, to take those gifts and fully shine them in the world, shine them to yourself, recognize what they are. Because we're continuing on a spiritual journey. Life is a spiritual journey, all of it. And I mean, even after we leave these human forms, this life does not end. It is our spiritual truth. It is endless. It is eternal. And we each are individualized expression of this one flow of life. And we have gifts. Each and every one. No one's left out. The Creator didn't say everyone except for Joe over here or Mary over there. Everybody. Each and every one of us. So, I want to say this again, but I didn't say it in the first place. At some point, in order to continue our spiritual journey, at some point, when we get it and embody it, at least most of the time, the only way to continue it is to give it. So we are always in the state of giving. That giving gets us in the flow of life. So we must give as we receive, and give and receive. It's the flow of life. When it's blocked, your good is blocked. It's always blocked. Good in every form. And I want to say that again because it's really, really important. When we get it, which means to embody it, at least most of the time, then we must give it. We must give it away. Because giving it away is not going anywhere but coming back to us. However, if your answer is no, or no, not always, or well, if you catch me on a good day, yeah, I'm giving it. I'm in the flow. Only on a good day, though. Maybe to that series of questions, then, you haven't fully embodied your spiritual truth. And it's such a glorious gift to give to ourselves, to know that there's this creative force for good that is for us, that is us, that loves us unconditional. Oh, that makes me so happy. And if you're not sure of your answer, then listen. Listen to these words of no nonsense, which I love these words, by a New Thought leader who recently passed it away, and founder of this huge megachurch, Christ Universal Temple in Chicago, Reverend Johnny Coleman. A lot of you might have heard of her. Powerful woman. If you know it, she said, you show it. So if you don't show it, then honey, you don't really know it. That's why she had a megachurch, because she spoke truth, and she spoke it plainly and in your face. Because sometimes that's what we need. You know, we need it like right there, right there. But it's okay. It's absolutely okay. It just says that if we don't have it, that we have some work to do. So wherever you are on that quick assessment review that we just did, I have a suggestion for you this morning. A suggestion that if you follow it, can heat up your life with the passion of giving and receiving, the passion of serving, or with the passion of self-discovery. We discover ourselves when we give it away. We really do. I can't emphasize that enough. Give the love. Give the peace. Give the joy. Give the enthusiasm. Give it away. Even when you don't feel those feelings. Do something to give away some part of you. Even a smile, a thank you, a loving gesture. Very important. A suggestion is, if followed, you can heat up your life. And I know a lot of you in here, because I'm looking at you, are like putting on jackets and stuff. So you're really in the right place. You're heating up your life. We're heating it up. You don't worry about the air conditioning. This is all serving this passion of self-discovery. Really discovering, really, who we are. And it is a suggestion that sounds so simple, yet often can be a challenge to live. Can be. So, get about the business of being you. Right? Get about the business of being you, because you know what? You don't have any business trying to be someone else or being in their business. I have found out that backfires. When people don't want you in their business, you have no right to be in there. So get about the business of being you. Ralph Waldo Emerson, a philosophical poet and one of our proponents of New Thought, actually, a very New Thought person, said this: there is no planet, sun, or star that could hold you if you knew what you are. What are you? You are the mighty ocean in a drop of water. You are a vehicle of concentrated God stuff. You are a singular manifestation of all that is. That's what you are. You are a point of light in the eternal sun. Feels so good. You are a perfect creation of the Creator of all. That's who you are. That's who we are. That is the absolute truth. Right here, right now. God is expressing itself uniquely as you. Ernest Holmes tells us in The Science of Mind, and for those of you that like pages 391, the eternal has placed itself at the center of our being. The discovery of this, the greatest truth about humankind, is the greatest discovery of the ages. We have, and you wouldn't be here if you didn't have an inkling, we have discovered that there is a power, a higher power, an inner power, it's all power. Omnipotent. There is this omnipotent presence, and we have discovered it. And by discovering it, that empowers us to embody and embrace life in a glorious, glorious ways. If we took the time to really deepen into who we are and consciously live life, that means live it with purpose, live life on purpose, then if we did this, as Emerson said, no planet, no sun or star could ever hold us. So powerful. Not realizing who we are and the power we have right within us, we look around and say, gee, I wish I could be like him, or I could be like her. He or she got all the breaks. I never get a break. God, I wish I was like that. And there's a beautiful illustration of this, and I'm taking this from the Tao of Pooh, called, very profound, it is, the stone cutter. So here we go with our story for today. There once was a stone cutter who was dissatisfied with himself and his position in life. He felt worthless and powerless. One day he passed a wealthy merchant's house and through the open gateway saw many fine possessions and important visitors. How powerful that merchant must be, he thought, and became very envious and wished he could be like the merchant. Then he would no longer have to live the life of a lowly stonecutter. To his great surprise, he became the merchant, enjoying much luxury and power than he had ever dreamed of. But soon, a high official passed by, carried in a sedan chair, accompanied by attendants and escorted by soldiers beating gongs. Everyone, no matter how wealthy or influential they were, had to bow down before him. How powerful that leader is, the stonecutter turned wealthy merchant thought. I wish I could be an official like that. And then he became this high official and was carried everywhere around in this embroidered sedan chair, the most powerful man around. It was a hot summer day, and the stonecutter turned wealthy merchant turned official felt very uncomfortable in the chair. He looked up at the sun, and it shone proudly in the sky, unaffected by his presence. How powerful the sun is, he thought. I wish that I could be the sun. Then he became the sun, shining down on everyone with all of its power and might. But suddenly, a huge black cloud moved between the sun and the stonecutter turned wealthy merchant turned official turned the sun, so that his light could no longer shine on everything below. How powerful that storm cloud is, he thought. I wish I could be that cloud. he became the cloud, covering up the sun, the shining sun. But then, the stonecutter turned wealthy merchant, turned official, turned the sun, turned the cloud, felt himself being pushed away by some great force, a force greater than he had ever felt, and realized it was the wind. How powerful the wind is, he thought. I wished I could be the wind. And so he became the wind, blowing tiles off of roofs, off of houses, uprooting trees, showing his immense power wherever he went. But after a while, the stonecutter turned wealthy merchant, turned official, turned sun, turned the cloud, turned the wind, ran up against something that he could not move. No matter how forcefully he blew against it, it would not budge. It was a huge, towering stone. How powerful that stone is, he thought. I wished I could become that stone. Then he became the stone, more powerful than anything on earth. But as he stood there, he heard the sound of a hammer pounding a chisel into the solid rock that he felt himself being changed. What could be more powerful than the stone? He thought, and he looked down at the figure of a stonecutter. All the power that is, all the power we need is right inside of us. Not just some of us, but all of us. We are so much more than we could ever realize. Live life in that manner, in that belief, that we are more than we could ever think that we are. But like the stonecutter, we often think everyone else has it. They got it together. They're enlightened. They're powerful. They're this, they're that. Whatever it is, but not us. Here is the spiritual truth, my friends. There is no planet, sun, or star that could hold you if you knew what you are. That's how powerful. That's how beautiful. I love the stardust. We are stardust. Don't you love that? Yeah. We are powerful beings of the light. That's who we are. Ernest Holmes wrote in the Science of Mind book 333, the higher sense of truth, the higher the sense of truth, the greater will be the realization of the uniqueness of our individual character and personality. The real self, God-given, and cannot be denied. It is the place where God comes to the point of individualized and personified expression. That's who we are. We're that point in consciousness. The divine expresses in and through us. It can experience through us, as us. And I love these words from author Eric Butterworth. He wrote this: you do not have to beg life to be good or to bring good into your life. Life is like the sun. It shines on everything. But you must get out of the shadows when you think of yourselves as being capable. When you think of yourself as being capable and creative, you do not make yourself capable and creative. You simply let this light shine through your innate potential. This way of thinking does not make the creative power. It simply attunes us with the power which is. He's saying, get out of your own way. You don't even have to think, I am a being of the light. I am a being of God. Just be it. Be the light. Be the stardust. Be the beautiful, unique self that you came here to be. Just be it. The creative power of God simply attunes us to itself when we're in that vibration, that energetic vibration, when we align our thinking with our innate divinity, the indwelling God essence within us. We are capable then of creating whatever our hearts and minds desire, consciously creating, believing it, having the faith that you can create what your heart desires, what you really want to experience in life. We can do so much when we have that faith that is beyond all doubt. Teilhard de Chardin, a French monk and 19th century mystic, wrote, "It is our duty as men and women to behave as though limits to our ability do not exist. We are co-creators of the universe." We are co-creators of the universe. You're living in it. You're experiencing it. You're co-creating it. The infinite is already present. It's how we use it. How we use it is how we are co-creating our lives. Brilliant. And it's true. But we forget. We forget. And that is what I'm asking each of us to do today, to behave as though limits to your ability do not exist. Can you imagine if we lived a life and not thought of the limitations and the doubts and the blocks? Just you live your life. Remember that you are co-creator of the universe. Remember that no planet, sun, or star could hold you if you knew but what you are. And remember this, and let it heat up your life with passion. That passion is a great, what is that? Ignition? No. Igniting. I'll have to have all the English teachers here. Ignited. That fire within our soul, it's there. It might be that we've forgotten it's there, but it's there. And living life on purpose, that's what we want to do. And finally, remembering this, written by Dr. Deb Whitehouse. She said this: "When the spark of the divine found in each heart is fanned into a flame, together we will be able to set the whole world on fire, the whole world of creation, through our powerful, passionate, enthusiastic intentions, and living them out, moving in the direction that we want to live in, knowing that it already exists. We are, remember this, a mighty ocean in a drop of water." If you don't remember anything else, remember how powerful we really are, each and every one of us, and let us never, ever forget it.
Yes.